Hello, dear listeners. Welcome back to today's podcast of listening and speaking practice. This is Global English Talk. I'm Emily, and today we're doing something special. It's your shadowing practice challenge. You'll listen, repeat, and feel the rhythm of real English.
And I'm Daniel. We're delighted to share this time with you. And to make it even more fun, we'll share a story, a simple, emotional, and inspiring story that will help you practice speaking naturally. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And after listening, share your suggestions or thoughts in the comments. We love hearing from you, and it helps make our podcast even better.
Hello, everyone. My name is Emma, and today I want to share a simple story. A day in my life. A quiet, peaceful day, full of little things that make life beautiful. This morning, I woke up before the alarm rang. The room was still half dark, quiet, peaceful. I stayed there for a few seconds, just listening to my own breathing. Then I smiled and whispered to myself, "Good morning, Emma. Today is yours." I love mornings like this, when the world feels gentle and time moves slowly. I got out of bed, stretched my arms, and opened the window. Cool air brushed against my face, carrying the smell of wet grass. The sky was pale pink, soft and calm, like a promise of a new beginning. I walked to the kitchen, still half asleep, and turned on the kettle. The quiet hum filled the silence while I waited for my coffee. That first sip always feels special, doesn't it? It's warm, simple, but somehow it wakes not just the body, but the mind too. As I stood there, holding my cup, I thought about the day ahead. Emails to send, a meeting to join, a few things to finish. But I promised myself that no matter how busy it gets, I'll stay calm and kind. After breakfast, I sat down with my small notebook. I like to write a few thoughts every morning. Not big things, just small notes, like be patient or smile today. It helps me to remember that even an ordinary day can become special if I choose to see it that way. When I got ready, I chose my favorite blue shirt. It's simple, but it makes me feel confident. And confidence is such a quiet strength, isn't it? Outside, the streets were already alive. Cars passing, people walking fast, children laughing, on their way to school. I put on my earphones, played some soft music, and began walking. I love that walk between my home and the bus stop. It's like a small bridge between my private world and the busy one outside. The bus came quickly, and I found a seat by the window. Raindrops were sliding down the glass, making tiny patterns. I watched them and thought, how beautiful small things can be if we just notice them. When I reached work, I greeted everyone with a smile. Some days people forget to smile back, but I do it anyway. Because maybe someone needed that warmth, even if they didn't show it. My morning started with checking emails and planning tasks. I like to start slow, to build a rhythm before the real rush begins. At 10 o'clock, I had a meeting with my team. We discussed a new project, shared ideas. I love those moments when people listen to each other. You can almost feel the energy in the room. Of course, not everything goes smoothly. Sometimes ideas clash. Sometimes plans change. But that's life. We adjust, we learn, we keep moving. By noon, I started to feel a bit hungry. So I decided to step outside for a short walk before lunch. The sun had come out, warm and bright. There was a light breeze, carrying the smell of coffee and bread from a nearby cafe. I walked slowly, letting the day breathe around me. And I thought how important it is to pause, even for a minute. Lunch was simple, a sandwich and a small salad. I sat near the window again, watching people outside. Everyone seemed to be in a hurry, yet somehow, life felt peaceful. After lunch came the quiet part of the day. That slow afternoon rhythm, when your body says rest, but your mind says, keep going. I took a deep breath, stretched my neck, and smiled. Then I reminded myself to focus on one task at a time. Sometimes I forget how powerful small focus can be. When I do one thing fully, calmly, it always turns out better. By 3 o'clock, I felt my energy returning. I finished my last report, replied to a few messages, and then I took a short break, just to breathe. I stood near the window, again, my favorite spot. The light was softer now, golden and kind. And I thought, how many times a day do we forget to look up, to simply see the sky? It's there, all the time, patient, wide, peaceful. And yet we rush without noticing its beauty. By evening, my work was done. I packed my bag, closed my laptop, and whispered, "That's enough for today." Outside, the city was glowing with lights and sounds, but I walked slowly, calmly, just enjoying the feeling of being done. On the bus ride home, I thought about the day. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. And sometimes, real is enough. When I reached home, I changed into my soft clothes, tied my hair back, and made another cup of tea. That first sip always feels like coming home, doesn't it? I sat on the couch, turned on some quiet music, and let the calm fill the room. Later, I cooked a light dinner, something simple, something warm. And as I ate, I thought about how peace often hides in small moments like this. After dinner, I read a few pages from my favorite book. The kind of story that doesn't rush, but speaks gently, like an old friend. I love reading before bed. It slows my thoughts and softens my heart. When I finally went to my room, I dimmed the lights and opened my journal again. Just a few lines about my day. I stayed calm. I smiled. I finished what I started. I'm grateful for this day. Writing those words always feels like closing a peaceful chapter. Then I sat for a moment in silence, listening to the night sounds, the distant hum of the city, the whisper of the wind. And I realized life doesn't need to be full of noise to feel meaningful. Sometimes it's the quiet moments that hold the deepest meaning. Before turning off the light, I looked around my room. the soft glow of the lamp, my books, my cup of tea. And I felt grateful, simply to be here. I whispered, "Thank you for this day." And with that, I closed my eyes, slowly. My mind calm, my heart full. Every day may look the same from outside, but inside, every day carries something new. A small thought, a gentle feeling, a tiny change. And that is what makes life beautiful. Not the big moments, but the quiet ones, where we learn to be patient, to be kind, and to keep growing. Tomorrow will come again with its own rhythm, its own lessons, and its own small joys. But for now, this is enough. A day in my life. Simple, slow, real, and full of small things that make it worth living.